So, did you see it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
That does not look good.
Mm, yeah.
I don't know. That definitely doesn't look good.
No. No, not at all.
In this video, you can clearly see a rare footage of the elusive Bigfoot of Idaho. It's very disturbing. Okay, what is up? You guys seem to have enjoyed the thumbnail of the previous video. I saw that. Okay, that's based, I guess. Funny. That's funny. I guess local art is the way to go, right? I have been doing that for a long time. Before, when I was doing my other kind of videos that I used to do, and also for the solitude videos I was making, I'm gonna have to make them more often. They're really fun to make. The only issue is that I can't really keep up with making them for every single thumbnail. That's why I don't do them. But I was doing them for special occasions. For when I was making the Sonic Chew videos that I used to make back then, some other time. I never even finished that. But I was doing that. Look, there's the Christian. I was making my Sonic Chew drawings. Look, there's Liquid, and there's everybody else and whatever. Yeah, I could make them like for every single thumbnail ever, but I'm not gonna have time. It would be based though to make like I've thought about it, but no. So if you want to get caught up on what's going on in this series that I'm doing right now, watch the previous videos. This is the whoa, fifth part of the interview Bludspeth did with the ex-friend of Nova Online, the only true friend that Nova actually had. And well, it's better off you just start watching from the beginning or watch Bludspeth's interview by itself. It's like 3 hours long, and there's no commentary or anything like that. If you prefer that, you can just watch that instead. I'm gonna leave the link below. It's very interesting. The thing that drove me more into it was the fact that somebody like Nova, who is a notoriously nefarious character on the internet, and what like wrapped me into it was the fact that even the lowliest people around ever, everybody gets their shot. This is what I grabbed from the whole thing. Everybody gets their shot. There's always some instance in your life where you find something that is like hinting you towards somewhere to get your shit together and figure it out and like I don't know, give you a hint that you need to straighten up, right? And it's up to you to try to actually be opportunistic and grab that chance and see where it takes you, Go for the ride, that journey that is going to be difficult, but it's going to end up somewhere else better than where you left off. And it's so incredible. I feel that everybody gets that chance at least once in life. And it's up to you if you take it. What I found extraordinary was somebody like Nova, for example, got somebody like his ex-friend literally just knocking on his door. Like his way out of this hole that he is right now. His ticket to a better life, you could say, on the long term. Not immediately. That's the problem for somebody like Nova, who always looks for immediate gratification immediately, but for later on, like his way out of his hellhole was just literally knocking on his door. Literally drove miles to knock on his door and like offer him a freebie in life. an offer he shouldn't have been able to refuse. It was so easy. It was literally getting everything handed to him. And yet he blew it all up. Not even by some mistake that was very complicated and like nuance, and he couldn't have figured it out. And it was like, well, how could he have known or whatever? No, 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 no. He purposely kept fucking it up in the most unbelievable ways where everything was so easy. He was literally being told exactly what to do with clear letters, and he was offered the way out of his labyrinth with a map and a GPS and everything out of it, and Nova just decided to actively throw it all out and sink in the labyrinth even deeper backwards. It's insane. It's insane. Remember, people, if you happen to be in a tough spot in a labyrinth of your own, right? Remember to keep your eyes open, because things like this happen. It's not always as dark and gloomy as you think things are, and that you can never find a way out. Sometimes there's little hints here and there. Sometimes they're not really that little hints or anything. Sometimes there's somebody in front of you, literally with the answer written in big bright letters in front of you, and it's up to you to actually listen. But locals wouldn't be locals if they actually took those chances and they actually listened, right? I mean, that's the whole thing. That's the whole gimmick. That's the whole point. That's what makes them this way. That is the attraction. That's what keeps us fascinating. That is the story of the locals. Speaking of locals, we left off on the wrist twist paracord harakiri incident. Oh, that was funny, man. That was funny. Watch part 4 for that. Just watch it. And we continue.
You talked about you wouldn't let Nova in your cars if he smelled too bad, if he didn't clean himself up.
We did say that. We never actually held him to it, which
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's a regret or not, but
But
there was never a time where he didn't have a pungent scent, despite us telling him to not do that.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, his friend had issues with Nova because Nova was so stinky because he never showers.
was there ever a time he smelled at least like normal, like a regular person on the street? Not
There's
bad,
times he
not
smelled
great, just
more normal, I guess, but not really. There was
hmm.
times where I was like, okay, wash your clothes, dry your clothes, put those clothes on, and then immediately get in my car. Like put your new clothes on right after you shower or right before you get in my car. So it's like minimizing the amount of time that can be contaminated. And even then it didn't seem to do much.
Oh my god, dude. I had two friends years ago, over 10 years ago, who they were both like, that couple of friends that you have. Sometimes you have like a group of friends that are always together. They are always together, always, like always. And they're also your friends, but you're like by yourself. But there's always that group of friends that are always together, hanging out together all the time, every day, right? So I had those two friends, and they were both like super edgy, whatever. I'm not gonna get into it right now, but they had this edgelord statement about not taking showers because it was like against the system or whatever, against like the norms of like normies, and they were trying to be all like contrarian and like super edgy, and they wouldn't shower. But I don't remember them being that stinky actually. I think they would shower just like not very often. They would probably shower like once a week, maybe once. I have no idea. I never asked. But I remember they used to fart like often in public. and be like, yeah, I'm so based. And yeah, yeah, it was a thing. It was a thing. They were a mixture of like this like new metal fucking like pothead a neckbeardish type of guy mixed with a hippie. It was they were a character. One was just kind of being a troll, and the other one was more like he was more in this like cloud of like intellectualism and whatever. He was like, I'm not conforming to like fucking like conventional standards, whatever, whatever, dude.
My goodness. Did you really look at him that way? Like a contamination? Was he really that bad? His hygiene?
I mean, I wasn't like concerned about getting sick or anything like that, but also I wasn't like touching him or anything. But
That's good to know.
I don't know. Like I would imagine it, like the surfaces he touched are gonna be, you know, have more like germs on them than like if you or me were to touch something.
Oh, okay. Whoa, wait, hold on. No fucking shot. No fucking shot. Is this it? No way we just scrolled onto this. This is the
way.
news. Or whatever. Is this it? Look, it's like bright
Yes.
red.
It has to be.
And has that little loop.
Yes.
Is this really
Yes.
it?
Oh my god.
My fucking.
Oh
If you
wow.
want to like look at the stream, I think this. If can you confirm that this is the paracord noose?
That is the color I remember it being.
You see, kind of the loops, kind of small. Is this it?
I think so.
Oh my.
Maybe my dimensions were a little bit off. That looks a little bit higher than 4
Yeah.
feet.
But Nova's obviously gonna say that it's alive and we're like whatever. Why are you making life of me? Like, uh-huh.
So did he maybe get on like a step stool? That's even funnier.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness. I was gonna ask about the hangouts and particularly the Dave and Buster's one with the fish.
So yeah, we wanted. He originally told me. I think they opened on like Tuesday or Monday. And I'm looking at the text right now. I sent them to you as well, censored and stuff already. But
Uh-huh.
I think he wanted to go on Wednesday. They opened for the first time on like Monday or Tuesday, and he messaged me like on Sunday, and he says, "Hey, I have a quick question," and I'm reading these. Do you want to scope out Dave and Buster's tomorrow so we know what we're gonna do? Oh, nope, I'm incorrect. So we were gonna go Monday, I guess. So he says, "Do you want to scope out Dave and Buster's tomorrow so we know what we're gonna do on Monday?" And I said, "Why would we do that?" Or no, he corrects himself. It was Wednesday. I'm getting everyone fucked up.
It's all good.
Anyway, so he wanted to go like a day or two early to scope out what games we're gonna play. And so I'm like, why would we do that? That's ridiculous. So I said no. We eventually go on Wednesday, and he's super excited. We get there, we eat, and this is another interesting thing about him is like, at least myself and maybe a lot of other people kind of assumed, oh, this guy is like down on his luck. He's like this goofy little dude. He's probably kind. It's probably just he's just got a bad shake.
Same thing happened to me when I first started watching him. The first like 1 or 2 videos I saw of him, I had that impression. But don't get fooled. Never trust people, dude. Never fully trust people. Nobody, not even me. Nobody.
I think it's unintentional, but he's pretty rude to like other people out in public, and I usually try to correct it. But that was when like he tried to wave over a busser. Because he was like concerned about like playing games, like what we were gonna do with his food or something, or he wanted to check like right now so we could immediately go play games. But he'd only eaten like a third of his salmon or whatever, and so he like starts waving over a busser, and I'm like, "Don't do that, please don't do that. Like just wait for our waiter. Like she's gonna come by like any minute." Of course, the busser's like already coming. The second she gets to the table, instead of being like, "Oh, never mind," he goes, "Like, can we get the check? And also like, where can we put our food?" And I'm like putting my hands to my head, and the busser's like, "Oh, I'll get your waiter. You can ask them." And then I'm like, "Dude, like, one, that's not her job. Like, two, they're not gonna store your leftovers here. Three, like they're Dave and Buster's like trout leftovers. Like, you shouldn't want that, really."
Ew.
Waiter comes over, Sure enough, he asked the waiter anyway, like, "Hey, can we keep or can I keep my leftovers in your fridge?" And they're like, I'll ask if that's like a thing we do."
That is so fucking embarrassing. I can't imagine being with Nova in that moment and being like, yeah, I'm with him. Oh, dude.
And they're like, "No, we can't do that." And so he's like, "Oh, I'll just put it in your car."
The nerve to straight up just ask for something like that. Oh, just put it in your car. Like, it just shows you, like, how entitled he is. This person just arrived not so long ago to your life. You don't, yeah, it's not like your 10-year-old friend or something like that, like Cyrex would say with like literally everybody that stumbles, like that speaks like two words to him, and they're like doing you a favor. They are helping you around the house. They're doing all these favors and all these like nice things out of their way, spending money, all these things. And you have the nerve to just like straight up say, just put it in your car. It's details that are small but like tell you how lacking in social abilities he is, and just kind of common decency, really. Also, how unashamed he is of things. Like, it's not embarrassing for him to ask for something, for stuff like that. He doesn't click it, right? He just doesn't get it.
This was like
Oh
like it was like 95 degrees. Like it was really
my
hot that day.
goodness.
So I'm like, "Dude, how long do you think we're gonna be here? How hot do you think my car is gonna get? Like, can you even imagine like wanting to eat that like once we get out of here?" And he's like, "Yeah, I want to keep it. Like, I want to eat it." So I'm like, "You know what, dude? Like,
What?
I'm a big proponent of like letting people, just learn like
Okay,
from
and
their own
find out.
actions." So I'm like, "All right, whatever, man." Like,
Yeah, I understand that. I actually understand his point of view there. That is one of the things that makes me like believe on the things that he says, the way he says them. I find him like a reliable narrator because of details like that. I didn't see a lot of people commenting on little details like that when I first saw this whole drama. But yeah, this thing that he said right here just like adds up to everything else that he keeps saying throughout the entirety of the interview about like what kind of a person he is and his intentions to Nova and why I believe him on what he says. I don't want to go into like half an hour tangents like I tend to do. So I'm just gonna leave it as it adds up, it clicks for me anyways, and that is why I believe him. And that is why I sympathize with him.
my car will smell like fish for a day or two. Not that big of a deal. So he puts it in the backseat of my car. We play games and stuff. Nothing super of note to talk about there. But then, yeah, when we get back out to the car, we both get in, and I'm like, Gabriel, do you smell that? Like, does that smell good? Like, do you want to eat that?"
Oh,
And he's like, "Yeah, I don't know if I will want to eat that." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, get it the fuck out of my car." And so he like gets out of the passenger seat, like opens the back door. He bends over to like grab it, and he starts he goes "Ugh." Like the second he bends over just to pick it up, like he didn't even have it in his hands yet. And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, and you just had that like in my car for 2 hours, like, and
My
you're considering
goodness.
like eating that, like." I was like, "Maybe you should listen to me when I say stuff like that." And there's been other instances of that as well. Like one of the times when I was helping him with his front yard, he had just got like a weed whacker that was like cord powered.
Mm-hmm.
And so he didn't have an extension cord long enough. So I was like, "Oh, I'll take you to Ace and you can buy one." And we get there, and he's looking at like the 20 and 40 feet cords. And I'm like, "Dude, there's no shot that's gonna reach like even the majority of your yard, or like even the like a any significant portion of your yard. Like that's not gonna be long enough." And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
"No, I think it will." And I'm like, "Dude, just think about like you're standing on your front porch and like how far it is to the road. Like that's all you have to do. Like, do you think that's 40 feet?" And I was like, do you even have an outlet there?" Like, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't know. It'll be fine." And I'm like,
Oh
"Okay,
my
dude,
god.
whatever."
So
So he doesn't
lazy.
get it. And then we show up and we start messing with his lawn, and like sure enough, the cord isn't long enough.
he's toast, isn't he? He's not gonna. He's not gonna make it, isn't he? He doesn't have a good future at all. Like, he's done. Like, he doesn't understand how cooked he is. Like, a lot of us have been in situations in our life, most likely way worse than him. But the thing is that he's not willing to get it. You have to be willing to even consider to try to start understanding in order to move on and improve. And he's just like cooked. If he wasn't such a creep and such like a annoying, depraved little brat, I would actually sympathize with him. I mentioned it in a couple of the early videos that I made about him a couple of months ago. Part of me wanted to sympathize with him because I remember when I was also like very, 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 very young and very awkward and like very lost in life and whatever. But knowing him, like knowing actually him, makes you lose all sorts of resemblance of any kind of sympathy.
And that interaction actually ended up with his neighbors like trimming up parts of his yard that like
Oh,
he
really?
couldn't reach because they were like conveniently for him, inconveniently for me just because that's like rude. I don't like that. But you know, his neighbors are now like trimming up his edges of his yard.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the majority of the fish incident, you could
I
call it.
see. I see. And you mentioned his neighbors. We never really got into that, I think, like at all. What do like do the neighbors know about him? Do they interact with him? Like, what's the story there?
So the only ones I've ever seen was his if you're like standing facing the road, like actually maybe I shouldn't specify, but the ones who helped him with his yard, it was like an older lady. She was extremely kind.
I think that's the lady that saw him kick the dog that died. I think that's her.
And her two like grandchildren who are helping, I'm assuming, they were also very kind. So I don't know if they know anything about him. Because another thing is like his outlet was so far away. Obviously, I don't know where all his outdoor outlets are. It was so far away that it couldn't reach any of his yard. So he had to like immediately ask to use his neighbor's outlet to mow or to trim his yard.
Okay. So
Which is like,
they're
again, just like
friendly
I hate
neighbors.
inconveniencing people due to like ignorance. Like, oopsie, I fucked up something I like shouldn't have fucked up, and like now it's somebody else's problem.
Where did you usually go? What was the hangout spots, so to speak, for your guys' like a friend group?
We went to dinner at least once, but it was mostly just two different arcades. It was like Dave and Buster's, and then Triple Play is like a local, like indoor family park. It's pretty sick actually. It's got like water slides and mini golf and stuff. That was the majority. It would be Dave and Buster's or Triple Play.
And you
We would
did
invite
go.
him. We would invite him all the time to other stuff. Like we invited him to Costa Rica one time.
What the
We
fuck?
said, "Hey, we'll pay for the ticket. Like you just have to show up."
Wow.
What the
And I think
fuck?
his rebuttal was like, "I don't have my
What?
star card or something."
What are you
Star
talking
card? Is that like a
What?
passport equivalent?
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what they call the like new IDs when you have a passport or whatever. You can like get a star card that has like I don't know something like that.
Okay, one of the few things I don't understand about this friendship is this. The Costa Rica trip. Like, what? What the fuck? Like, what? Okay, I have no words. I'm like, I don't even know where to start. It's like, what? What is that? How? To Nova? Like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it because I don't know what to say. What is the context of this invitation? What's the motive? Like, okay.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, that was recent too. That was like a month or two ago. Or I think he said like, "Oh, I don't have my swim trunks," or
What? You get offered on the
I offered to
exotic
buy him swim
vacation.
trunks too, because I'm like, dude, like
Wow.
if that's actually the reason, like who cares? Like whatever, I'll buy you swim trunks. I'll chill out the $10.
Wow. Jeez, and he said no to like a free exotic vacation.
Yeah, he did.
My goodness. But you were talking to me earlier about the bowling alley. You guys went to the bowling alley, and
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I forgot about
yeah,
that.
no, and you went with some girls too. How did that go
No,
down?
the girls were there at the
Oh,
triple play,
oh,
but
okay.
I mean there were girls at the bowling alley we were talking to, but we didn't come with them. But
We
yeah, the
like,
bowling alley actually Nova invited us.
oh,
He was going with some other friends. They appeared to be special needs. I'm not sure the exact relation, how they
mm.
became friends. Um, and it's some people were throwing shade at me for my shorts and my outfits in those pictures. And it's funny you guys did that because uh, the only time my style was ever commented on by like Nova or any of his friends was at the bowling alley. One of his friends were like, "You look like a safari guy," because I'm wearing like the khaki like short inseam.
Dork.
The dad fit.
So yeah, that was a poor choice. I'm
Mm-hmm.
learning. But yeah, so we went to the bowling alley with a couple of his friends, and it was specifically to do karaoke too. He didn't even want to bowl,
Uh-huh.
which is whatever. The bar there is pretty cool. So
Mm-hmm.
we're hanging out karaokeing, and then like within 10 minutes, we're like, "Where's Gabriel? Like he's just gone." And so we like do a quick lap around the bowling alley, and we see like, oh, he's eating. And so we like go back to the bar where they're doing the karaoke, which is like attached to the bowling alley. And like 10 minutes later, he shows up. We like do karaoke. We're hanging out. It's all fine and whatever. And then like 30 minutes later, he's gone again.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, we're like gonna just leave anyway. So we're assuming he maybe left or something, or I don't even know. So
Mm-hmm.
as we're walking out, we go past like the concessions again, and like sure enough,
Of course he is.
he's eating again. And
Again.
so,
And how long
well, so
was
this is where there's some debate. There's some
uh-huh.
debate within our friend group and with him
Uh-huh.
because he claims that it was the same teriyaki burger,
No way.
but that doesn't
Mm-hmm.
make sense to me because if that was true, that would mean he left his teriyaki burger unattended on a random bowling alley table for like 30 minutes. Like cuz the bar is like not like you do not have a visual on that table from where we were, like not even close. So it's either he like ordered another teriyaki burger and lied about it, or he's like letting his food just like sit out in the open for like 30 minutes.
No way, dude. That's clearly a lie. Like everything that he says is always a lie. It's always a very clear lie that he has no idea. It's so clear. He just says it anyway because he just does stuff like that. He doesn't think things, he just does them. It's clearly a lie. It's like, doesn't even make sense. But he lies anyways. That tells you what kind of person Noah is. It's funny to imagine that he's such a lookout that he just left it there. But no, clearly he just ordered a new one.
And so I
Mm-hmm.
addressed him about that too. I'm like, "Hey, what's going on? Like not super great either way. Like just curious." Cuz this was also during the same period of time where we were like trying to make sure he's not like overeating and stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I never really got a clear answer. One of my friends insists that he is assured that he ate more than one burger with fries, but Nova is adamant that he only ate the one. But
Mm.
again, that's still kind of gross if true.
So who do you believe?
Again, I don't when it comes to things like that, I just stop really I don't try to like try to know for sure. I just accept that like it's a little vague.
Yeah, you see, little details like that. Being accepting, understanding, kind of like not trying to be too intrusive in other people's lives. Little details like that is what like make me believe that he literally just was trying to help out Nova and by defect like just help out like the community because of that, because of helping like getting rid of an nuisance in the community.
Well, that seems like the
Yeah.
easiest path forward. My goodness.
Like maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it's kind of strange.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned earlier, there were some girls you guys were talking to. You brought some friends along, female friends, to triple whatever it was. How
Yeah,
did
yeah,
Nova
triple play.
kind of like interact with them?
We introduced them. They like talked for like a sentence, and then he was like locked into the coin games. And that was pretty much it. And that brings me back to like he was like yelling, like we would have to tell him like, "Hey man, you're being like really loud," and there were like kids all around us, like it's like let's go, like every time we hit the jumbo, which like, dude, I'm glad you're excited and having fun. That's great. That's what it's about. But just be a little cognizant, of the people around you.
Goodness.
But yeah, that
Oh
was
my
the first
god,
time.
dude. Oh, what the? Oh, Jesus Christ. The patience of this guy. The patience of this guy. The problem is that I understand him. I understand that mindset. No, Nova's ex-friend. I understand his mindset. And I think that's what drives me a little bit more crazy. Because one thing is doing those things by, yourself. And being like, yeah, I'll bear with it. But seeing other people do it, it's very infuriating because you know how much it sucks to have to deal with issues like that. We have to deal with people like Nova. It's like being a construction worker and you're in a group of workers and everybody is kind of lazy and you see that there's a deadline and it's coming fast and the work needs to be done, so you like double and triple the work because you're like, no, I don't give a fuck, man. I'm crazy. I don't give a fuck. I can take it. And you do it and you do it and you don't care because you're the one doing it. You don't care. The important thing for you is getting it done. And for you that's easy, but seeing if you see somebody else do it, you're like, oh man, dude, come on, you're insane. It's not worth it, man. Don't do it. It's too much. You're gonna wear yourself out or stuff like that. I don't know. Am I explaining myself? I don't know. It's something that I'm not sure if everybody else gets the same way. I don't know. It hurts you. It hurts you. Like when you do it, it doesn't matter. But when you see somebody else, it kind of hurts you.
There was at one point he like walked away to play some other game,
Mm-hmm.
and the two girls were like, "What's wrong with his legs?" And I'm like,
Oh,
"What are you talking about?" And they're like, "Yeah, his legs are like red and blue on the back of his calves." And I was like, "I've
ooh,
literally never noticed that."
wow.
Which is once I saw that, that was another concern of ours. Is like, that's not good. Like you're suddenly losing a lot of weight. Your hygiene's really bad. You have like sores like popping up all over your arms, and now like your legs are just like getting blue, and like you have a history of diabetes in
Ew.
your family. Like, are you not
Oh,
seeing the issue here? But he just
oh.
doesn't care. He just doesn't care.
So, do you think that's why he's been losing so much weight?
You would expect something like that with somebody in like their 60s or 70s, not somebody like 20 or 21. It's the T virus, dude. He's being consumed by it. It's gonna turn into fucking nemesis.
I mean, I'm no doctor, but like that's the
It,
only thing that makes sense to me. Like,
okay. Yeah.
it doesn't seem like he's cutting his sugar intake. It doesn't seem like he's ever cut his calories.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely not more active than he was before. If anything, this is like the least active he's ever been.
You said something about there were like periods of time where he like couldn't stand.
Yeah, he would, because again, it was relevant for like the shower stuff. Because I was concerned, like, is he not showering because he like physically can't stand? Because there'd be points where he would say like, you know, I like haven't been able to like really get up for like a day and a half, and I'm like, dude, like, dude, is that like, do you not see how that's not good?
My
Like,
goodness, a
why?
day and
Like,
a
why?
half. He just couldn't get up. He just
Yeah, no,
sat down and
it
waited.
wouldn't be just his legs. It was basically, it was like his arms this would happen as well.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
and I don't feel great about like divulging this, but at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, like when you have someone who's like trying to be a public feature or figure, I mean,
Yeah.
and they're trying to, get praise for like them losing weight, like I have to feel like this information is relevant to everybody, and I think it's a little
Mm-hmm.
disingenuous to like be like, oh, look at all these successes, but at the same time, like my body is, shutting down, arguably.
Mm-hmm. And he just never paid any concern to it. As soon as he's able to move again, he just goes on with his life.
I mean, if you can call it that. I think if
Based.
I don't know if I would consider that going on with your life, but
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, it never really seemed to bother him. Like it's just like once he can like move to the best of like to the degree that he thinks is acceptable, like it's out of his mind, it seems. Ooh, I have
You,
another lore drop that I don't think has been brought up yet.
I'm so
Ooh.
excited. Let's hear it.
So the if you guys remember the like milkman video with like the 17 gallons of milk,
Oh.
that was us just doing a little prank on Nova, and I can prove it because no one's ever pointed this out. But if you look at the like first couple of frames of the video, you can like see me with my like phone
I
covering my face like over the back
don't
seat of the
remember
car.
that.
So that's also some lore
My
of the
goodness.
17 gallons of milk was, but that was just a harmless little prank. So I didn't feel too bad about that.
Do you want to tell us a bit about that, or?
Okay, so this is a another detail that like leaves me with the impression that I have of this guy, Nova's ex friend. So he's been sort of hinting at this little detail here and there throughout the whole interview, and I don't know if he's gonna come up again, so I'm gonna take the chance to say it right here. It's about the a lot of people were speculating that maybe he was like a troll, maybe, like a wrangler or something, like the same way Cyrax gets those like buddy trolls, and White Bowser, and a lot of people Christian, like these kind of people that pretend to be the Lolcow's friend, so that they can have like their private locale they can make fun of, and they can like exploit for their own like personal little entertainment in the private little circle or whatever stuff like that. I don't believe that. As I've mentioned it a lot of times, I don't know this guy. I don't know exactly who like what he was trying to do. I can't speak for him or anything like that. I just know that I sympathize with him for the things that you can notice in this interview about him, the way he expresses himself, the things that he did, etc., etc., etc. And for example, when it comes to making fun of Nova, he's always really reserved. He's talking about this prank right here, but it's kind of like a nothing burger kind of prank. Nothing in comparison to like what people do to him, like you know, all the time. He's very contained and reserved about the way he expresses about Nova. Like even when he's like throwing a little bit of shade or making fun of him, he's very very reserved about it. And like he also like the way he expresses himself about other people, the way he didn't want it to bother the neighbors, and the way he handled himself in the restaurant, stuff like that. Little details that he's not emphasizing about, but you can notice that he's like a very respectful person and a very understanding person, and like a very empathetic person. Always observe little details like that when listening to anybody really, and that's the impression that he leaves me. Again, I can't really say, I can't really assure anything, but that's the impression that he gives me with the little details that I can extract from here.
I mean, have you seen that video?
No, I know, but like, I guess the story, what kind of made you guys, like, what brought up the idea, what, made you guys do
We,
it?
we were just really bored one day and like couldn't think of anything to do, and like, oh, what if we like originally it was gonna be like watermelons, but I was like, that's not that good.
And,
So I just dropped it.
yeah, apparently they were, like, expired, almost expired.
Yeah, it was. I think we spent like $10 because it was all like a day from being expired.
Wow.
So we didn't waste food either, so nobody get jaded about that.
Well, that's good. That is good. Does he know it was you?
No,
No.
Holy
Well, I
shit.
guess he's finding out now.
yeah,
Wow.
now he does.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, out of all the things, that's probably I hope the bottom of the list of things he's upset with me about. But at the same time, like, I don't even understand how he could be upset with me because, again, it's like, what's the expectation? Like, he expects me, like, he knows me fairly well at this point. Like, he wants me to just, like, hear all the stuff that just happened and just like be okay with it and just support him. Like a
Mm-hmm.
friend isn't somebody who just allows you to like do all these terrible things. Like there's supposed to be a person who like holds you accountable. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like
You see, he's confrontational with him. He tries to hold him accountable and kind of like force him to straighten up. Usually, body trolls don't do that. They lean in more into your own delusions. They gaslight you all the time. They're not like this, dude. Also, if he was trying to be Nova's friend for some other kind of nefarious reason, this is not what he would be trying to guide Nova into becoming. You know what I mean? He wouldn't have been trying to teach Nova good manners and like responsibility and shit like that. Again, that's the impression that I get. I could be wrong, but that's the impression that I get.
by getting upset with me, he's just showing that like he doesn't want a friend. He just wants somebody who like
A
will give
yes
him a free
man.
pass on whatever he wants. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. And Perk brings up a good question, and thank you for the two. Do you know about the wall, the poop wall, the blood wall,
I've
whatever it is?
seen the wall. I've
Yeah.
never
Oh my
asked
god.
about the wall. But I've talked a lot about his the cleanliness of his house in general. But I do
Mhm.
not know why the wall is like that.
Apparently, well, the most common theory is that he like smears bed bugs onto the wall
Ugh.
because it's right above his bed, right where his head is on his bed, and we've seen like bed bugs crawling on him in videos and whatnot. Did you know he has bed bugs? Has he ever talked about it?
No, yeah, I've brought it up to him before because like basically anytime he would post a video where like there would be something in it that's like obvious to most other people. The cooking video is a big example of like so many people are pointing out how there's flies all over the meat,
Ugh.
but like he still posted it. And there's like other videos where you can see like bugs crawling in and out of his clothes or like over his pillow. And I remember we had a conversation about that one time where I was like, dude, like what the fuck? Like why? Like is this acceptable? And I asked him, I was like, how often are you changing your like or washing your pillowcase and sheets? And I don't know if you remember his response to that. Do you?
No, no, no. Please.
His response was, "I don't have a pillowcase or sheets."
Oh my God, right. And here's the DoorDash thing we talked about earlier. He got a kid's rib loaded with the loaded mashers, a pork ribeye with French fries and a side Caesar salad, and a kid's mac and cheese with beans. $40. All right.
Right.
My girlfriend and I need this. Since a TikTok video of one of those pet camera robots that can drive around and be spoken through remotely. Okay.
No offense, but could that maneuver through your house? Don't you have like a lot of stuff everywhere?
It's not like a hoarder house. It's not as bad as what you see on hoarders.
Oh yeah, exaggerate the subject so that your case looks insignificant in comparison. Why did you punch that kid in the face? Well, I didn't kill him, so what's wrong with it?
Aren't your counters like stacked of foot high with stuff? Hoarder houses aren't something you should really be trying to compare your house to. That's not the bar.
I'm trying to clean my house, but every time I do it, it gets messy again. I've lived like this my whole life. Jesus.
So what's the problem? Why does this keep happening, Gabriel?
I can't be consistent.
And what are you doing about it? What actual efforts have you put in that has produced results? There's a
Oh,
2 hour gap there.
okay. Oh, was that you trying to call me?
Yeah. You busy?
I'm sorry, your contact is an autosave and it didn't show up on my phone.
No worries, my plans just fell through. Want to work on your yard?
What do you mean?
I'm free, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I'll get the battery charged up. For his weed whacker? Oh,
Your
yes.
weed whacker all charged up? Dude, what? Yeah, so this was me a little upset because we've been talking about like me helping with his yard for like days. And now it's like day of, and he's like, oh, my shit isn't even ready.
Are you serious? Oh my god. Well, one of the batteries is fully charged, the other one still needs to.
Why isn't it charged?
I only have one charger.
Okay, that's pretty much the end of the text. Besides, you can come over, but my mom doesn't want you inside. There's like,
She said she's embarrassed by the state of the house.
which
Okay.
again, it's like, then why aren't they doing anything about it? Like, why? I don't know. I think it just paints a picture of like, in their minds, they're just like compartmentalizing it and like hiding all
hmm
these things.
I have a question.
Yeah. What was your question, man? Is everything good?
That's like a 12-hour or my goodness. He just didn't fucking no, that's like 14, 15 hours. He just didn't answer you. My goodness.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. It was like
It's,
whenever he wanted a friend, like I was there. When he wanted to do whatever, it was like that. I didn't exist.
sounds so fucking annoying. Yeah, everything's fine. I just wanted to know if you could help me with some of the big weeds around my yard sometime.
What exactly do you need help with?
You know the big weeds and the planters? The ones you said needed a machete or something like that?
I don't know, man. I've been trying to hang out with you or play games with you for weeks, and you kind of just blow me off every time. Oh God.
I've been hella busy lately is all.
I can drive you wherever you need to go and stuff you need for sure. With what?
Family wants me to do stuff around the house.
Like what? What did your family ask you to do that took up multiple weeks? I'm not upset or anything, but I think maybe you're misrepresenting your use of your time.
They've been wanting me to clean up the house.
You've been cleaning your house for 2 weeks straight.
Well, not the whole time, no. I've had therapy as well some days, so I've also been doing that.
No, no, no. No, 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 no. You're missing the point. It's always this convoluted, over the top, phony excuses with like technical issues. My file got corrupted, all these kind of things. Like, oh my god, dude. Mom was lazy. Nova learned to be lazier.
Yeah, man, I'm happy to be friends with you, but it feels like you're just using me. This hurts considering it feels like I put a lot of selfless effort into our friendship.
I'm not using you, I'm just bad with time management.
So why don't you try to work on that instead of ignoring your friends until you want something? How would you feel if I did that to you?
Yeah, you did say I needed to improve on myself. This can be part of it.
Yeah, so that was also really irritating. Him saying like, "Oh, yeah, I'll be improving if you like help me with my yard." What can be a part of it?
Selfish. I didn't even like think about this like kind of aspect of you guys, like him using you for what's it called, labor and stuff. I mean, I remember seeing.
Yeah, that was not something I thought would happen.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I remember seeing a video. Some dude came to his house and was like, "Oh, I'm doing free yard work. Would you like me to?" And then Nova denied it.
Nova, when I came to help with your yard the first time, you left and I ended up doing the large majority of it alone. Me doing more of your chores won't help you at all. It'll reinforce your bad time management because you think you can just shove your responsibilities to someone else who's trying to help you. I'm trying to support you and help you improve, but it seems like you're just ignoring it. You have to make a choice about what type of life you want to live and what person you want to become. You will be stuck in this way of life indefinitely. Can you imagine that? What happens when your mother's gone? Don't you see the situation you're in, Gabriel?
And he just didn't respond. It sounds so obnoxious to deal with.
But yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's not like I'm not being hyperbolic when I'm saying like I'm bringing up these like very important issues with how he thinks like frequently. Like he just doesn't care.
I can tell that. I can tell. All right, next up is Nova dieting and showering text. That sounds like a very, very interesting one.
Yo, what's up? Thanks for the invite last night. Me and T had a lot of fun. I was just wondering how many of those burgers you had there. T said you had at least 2, and then it looked like you got a third one right before we left. He also said you had eaten earlier. I'm not trying to make you feel bad or shame you. You're my friend, but you have seemingly gained a lot of weight since I met you, and I think it's because of your eating habits like that. You can't live like this, Gabriel. You aren't going to make it to old age like this, but it's not, and it's worrying.
Wow. It says, I only had 1 burger. I hadn't eaten earlier. That's all he has to say.
Oh, well, that's good. Regardless, you have gained a lot of weight the past few months, it seems. Probably due to all the food reviews you've been doing. Do you DoorDash or Uber Eats a lot? Hello? Are you ignoring me or did you miss my message? I know it's not something you want to hear, but I'm worried about you, bro.
And that was 7 hours later. And then he immediately responds, I missed the message. I was half asleep. And then he just doesn't respond to that.
To be fair, I'm gonna have to admit it. I am like that too. You may send me a message. 12 hours later, I haven't checked it yet. I can't be bothered to have my phone glued to me all the time. I mean, I usually have it, but I'm not checking it. Sorry. The people in my life, I guess, they have learned to just accept it, I guess, and just kind of cope with it, I guess. Yeah. Sorry again, as I said. It is what it is. I don't say anything whenever people don't respond to me. I don't say anything. If I know there's an important message that somebody's gonna send me, most likely, I always make sure to actually keep an eye on my phone for notifications. Or if I just have it in my hand and I just see the message, I reply immediately. But if you don't respond to me until like the next day or whatever, I don't say anything. Because I know I am like that, so I don't say anything. Unless I know it's somebody that I know for a fact is always glued to their phone and the message that I was sending was very urgent, very important for both of us. And he's like, you didn't, and I'm like, you didn't respond. What the hell? What happened? Is everything okay? Like, what happened? Something happened? Like, what the hell? It was an emergency. But if it's not like a super extreme scenario, I don't say anything. And a super extreme scenario of this nature, I, I can only remember it happening probably like twice ever. But anyways, I have to admit it. I am like that.
And 7 hours later, hey dude, what's up?
So about Friday, I have no idea where my swim trunks are.
I'll buy you some, no biggie. I'm in Discord. I wanted to ask about your most recent video.
The Novacord video?
The ones from today. Your hair looked good. I was wondering what you did different. So this is me trying to positively reinforce good hygiene habits.
I use Head and Shoulders. I shampooed my hair real good. You there? So as soon as you're like complimenting him, that's when he wants to fucking double text and like talk to you. But when you're giving him real advice, he just kind of disappears. My goodness.
How did the rest of your games go? I don't remember. I think it was playing Fortnite or something.
I won the rest of the ones I did. Sure, bud.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh my god. It was fun. Bunch of personal info. Hair appointment at that one.
Hey, just wanted to make sure you shower today and wear clean clothes to triple play.
I'll make sure I'm presentable. I'm wearing clean clothes right now.
Make sure you shower.
I
Because
will,
I
don't
noticed
worry.
that he didn't specify. He didn't say he would shower. He just said, I'm presentable. And so I was like, oh, he's trying to get out of showering.
That's a good observation there. Yeah, it's true, right? Yeah. If any of my friends ever mentioned anything about my hygiene once, even as a joke, that would make me really, really, really like take steps into like not have an opinion like that anymore about anybody. Even if I don't show it in person in front of them, like in private, I would have been like, I don't know, it would have bothered me because it's so embarrassing for the majority of people. That is something so embarrassing. But obviously, locals are built their own way.
It sounds so like weird. He's trying to get out of showering. My goodness.
I mean, I don't know if that's what he was doing, but I was just trying to make sure that's not, he wouldn't try to do that.
I will, don't worry. What time are you picking me up again?
Not sure yet. Me and T are both busy right now until at least 1. Probably mid to late afternoon, like I said.
Can you call me when you're coming to pick me up?
Sure.
You still up?
Yeah.
I'm just bored. Bored.
Oh, I'm hella busy with something and I'm gonna go to bed right after, sorry.
It's okay. I'm not mad. Maybe we could talk while you're working.
Busy means busy, dude. You don't take hints, right? Obviously, what the fuck? What am I talking about? It's Nova. Obviously, he doesn't take hints. My dumbass.
Jesus.
I just finished. I can talk for a bit.
Hop in the Discord? I'm sure you...
This is the next morning. Good morning, dude. Have a productive and healthy day for me, okay?
Got it.
What's up? I won't be able to talk for a while, but I can text. He must have called me or something. You good?
Free for the next one.
I'm free for the next hour and a half if you want to call.
Sure. They sent an image, a DoorDash drop off. 4-piece chicken strip basket with gravy, cheese curds, and geez, that is a lot of fucking calories. This is what I got.
This does not show me what you got.
Yeah, it does if you tap the picture. I made sure it does.
Oh, you're right, my bad.
But yeah, I'm kind of ashamed of it.
Dude, what the hell? Cheese curds and a large strawberry shake?
That's why I'm ashamed. I didn't need to do that much.
Then why did you get these kind of people always telling you exactly what you want to hear just to get out of a situation? You heard what you wanted to hear, and then you can move on and keep doing the same shit again, again, and again, and again, with the reassurance that the other person was fooled, so everything's gonna be fine. Oh my god, dude.
I know. I don't know why you lie to me. It's obvious why. I don't believe you for a second. You keep forgetting. You know what you're doing. You just don't care. You know that meal is close to 3,000 calories by itself, Nova?
Shh. Let me look at the nutritional facts real quick.
The milkshake alone is 800 calories and full of sugar. You know that.
Holy shit, that's close to 2,000.
Why would you consume that? It's 100% over 2,000. Just the basket and cheese curds is approximately 2,000 calories, and I'm sure you had other food and drinks throughout the day. You're eating yourself to death. Yeah, how are you going to hold a job down when you can't even stand on your own 2 feet for an extended period of time?
Don't worry about it. He's not planning to.
Please censor that word next time. It's very sensitive to
A
me.
job?
The J word.
No, I'm playing. I mean, Nova's probably watching, so, you know.
Yeah, he
He
is.
doesn't very much like that word. I can. It
I
just
mean, he
hurts
was.
sometimes. So, when he can stand, it hurts. Wow.
Again, Nova, if you are watching
He
and this
is.
is all frustrating you, it's not me doing this. This is all you. These are your feelings that you feel, how you think about yourself. If you don't like this, if you don't like people knowing about this, then it's up to you to change. It's not up to everyone else to just allow you to like hide all these little things about yourself, to like act as if you're doing all this improvement when you're not. Like, you know, as humanity as a whole has a duty to like hold you accountable so you don't just rot. So, I mean, I hope you can minimize your aggression or negative feelings towards me, like to some extent, because again, I'm not doing this to hurt you, dude. I'm doing this because you're in a bad fucking spot. And if that hasn't become apparent to you yet, like maybe it never will, but
I don't think so.
Nailed it entirely, yeah. Exactly. That is the thing that I like about this dude.
If
be
you ask
honest
me,
with me. Is the reason you don't shower regularly because standing in the shower or the act of washing yourself feels like too much work?
no, that's one of the goals with my counselor. I want to shower more.
Your goal, not just what you normally do.
Okay, so
Then why don't you?
my goal is 3 to 4 times a week if you're curious. Jeez.
Why are you ordering close to 3K calories of food at night after your mom told you to spend less money and all your friends are telling you to consume healthier foods? That's not good, dude. You need to be showering every day.
I should be, yeah, after where I reach my current goal, that's my next goal. Thanks for the idea.
What do you mean reach? You don't do anything all day. You have zero excuse not to shower. Why do you feel like it's okay to lie and withhold truth from your friends?
So he just doesn't address like the real question and just like the sub question. Well, I'm not lying to you right now.
Oh my god, he's insufferable. I'm not lying to you right now. That's actually implying that you lied before and then did something that you do. You're gonna do later on.
But you have been consistently since I've known you, and you've lied to me about your eating habits and hygiene habits multiple times. And the things we just talked about prove it. I'm supposed to be your friend, dude. You shouldn't treat me like this.
I think I know what my problem is.
Yeah, and what's that, Gabriel?
I think it's the fact that it's a habit and I have to break it, and I'm ashamed of the way I live. Are you there?
Obviously not ashamed enough of the entire world telling you need to change because the way you live is disgusting, and your response is to lie and let me and your mother down. Do you think the internet has the wrong idea about you? Because the internet thinks you don't shower, you eat unhealthy, you're bad with money, extremely lazy, extremely rude, and I don't see how you could reasonably believe that all of that is false.
Damn.
And I don't see any more accusations a part of that. Maybe the animal abusing thing, which is something that can be sort of proven for the most part. And yeah, the fetishes and all those things, which can be verifiable also. Like, I don't see people accusing him of being anti-Semite or being a shoplifter or something like that. The whole reason why the harassment started was because of those things that people saw. Not because they just randomly decided, oh, look at that kid. Let's just pester him and make his life impossible.
Do you want to be good? Do you want to prove everyone wrong and make your friends and family proud? Why do you lower yourself to a level most people would call unhuman?
I don't want to say it's my depression, but I don't know if that's the reason or not.
Anyone who lives like you would be depressed, but instead of fixing it, you keep buying Pokemon packs, spending money frivolously, eating extremely unhealthy, not even showering. How often are you brushing your teeth?
Oh my god.
It's so infuriating that the bar for this guy is like something so basic as showering.
I'm probably not gonna eat anything else the rest of the night. Oh my god. Good job, Nova. You ate 3,000 calories worth of fast food, but you're not gonna eat anything else for the rest of the 4 hours of the night. My goodness.
All right, I don't know what you've eaten altogether today, nor do I have confidence in your ability to follow through, but I hope you make healthy decisions the rest of the night.
Is that like how low the bar really was for him? Like you have to, you can't even trust him to not eat even more for the next few hours
Well, it's
after.
like, no, because that big DoorDash thing, if I remember right, that was at like close to midnight that he ordered like 3,000 calories of food. So it's like,
Jeez, dude.
yeah, he totally has it, like he has the capacity to do that.
You had nice intentions, dude, but this was Nova.
The rice is all I've eaten today. If I do eat something else today, I'll just have some fruit. Okay. Then sent a picture of a half-drank Snapple, which those have quite a bit of sugar. Had this at the party. Images from a calorie counting app that shows 500 calories worth of chili with cheese and cornbread. That's definitely more than that.
Good work logging it. You didn't have any chips or soda at the party? Any alcohol?
I had a handful of honey barbecue chips and a Mike's Hard, but that's it. Like, Jesus.
So that's an extremely significant amount of calories and sugars. He must have called me. What's up? Give me a sec. I'm busy.
I was just calling to explain what was going on with Mom, but I already explained it in the Discord. Are you not out of jujitsu yet? Mom wanted me to cook her dinner first, then I'll take a shower.
Dude, you said you'd shower at 5:30. It's been over 3 hours already. Whatever, man.
Just got out of the shower.
Let's go. Now make that TikTok. Show the world you're changing.
I already made it.
Haha, just watched it. Nice. The comments are already looking supportive.
It felt so refreshing.
Nice. Yeah, make sure you say it out loud. The positive feelings you felt while taking the shower and also the positive benefits that will come. Oh god, come from this new habit. I'm serious. Say them out loud a few times. You need to positively reinforce your behavior, and speech is very powerful. Dude, all the comments are so nice. I'm trying to read them all. I was thinking about... Oh, that's received, my bad.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking about getting another popular TikToker on the journey, but I don't know. So you just ignored the shower stuff and moved on. Okay.
Well, I mean, he's saying he wants to get this person on the shower journey.
Oh, okay.
So I
Pardon
say
me.
who? Who? Careful with that.
Kevin Crow, he's an emo TikToker. So you just like
Why
suggesting
him?
other people to shower who take
I
to take
don't really... I mean, I don't really know what the fuck is plan. I mean, you'll read the rest of this.
Okay,
It
okay.
seems like...
Oh my god, you see what I mean? That is so that is something that is not surprising from a local.
Why him? He seems like a regular dude with decent hygiene.
Because we follow each other on TikTok.
I would not do that.
I figured he could be motivation.
No, dude, that's odd.
Yeah, that's why I decided against it.
Do whatever you want, but I'd advise against it.
Then 3 hours later, he's still awake?
Yeah, what's up?
Nothing much. Just taking all the comments I received.
What do you think about them?
It's a lot of positivity. I've never seen that much on my page.
Like I said, I knew it would be like this. Most people are good.
Yeah, most people are good. I argue that the nature of human beings, contrary to what a lot of people think nowadays, and have thought for like who knows how long, like we are inherently evil and whatever. I always argue that it's the opposite. People are naturally inherently good. That the fact that you get corrupted on the way is another thing, but the nature of human beings is good. I would stand on that fucking hill. And the reason that people act the way that they act when they encounter characters like Nova is because they're good. They identify depravity and corruption, and they inherently reject it.
And the initial video started to go viral.
That's crazy. When do you think you'll post day 2? What time? Hey Nova, I just saw your new video. I wanted to comment on
No.
is that a lot of people watch your old videos and make fun of you and to laugh at you. So that's something to consider if you're deciding whether or not to post your old drafts.
Okay.
But yeah, this is what I'm talking about though. It's like why I would do it all over again. It's because like I know now that like you know I've given him positive reinforcement. He's like seen how people respond when he like moves his life in a positive direction. Like he's gotten excited from the results. He just like doesn't care like past that.
Yeah, it's like a one-time thing, and then he's more comfortable living in his current filth and bad health. Jeez Louise.
It's easy because it's a secure thing. It's something that he knows already, and he can quote unquote control in his head because it's something that he knows. It's inside of his bubble now. Going out of it represents a risk, which represents the possibility of failure, which is something that a lot of people fear. So a lot of people simply prefer to endure the situation that they're in, regardless of how bad it is, instead of taking a risk and making an effort, facing possible failure and like the humiliation and the pain of failing, even though it's worth it to try and fail that did not try at all.
Those are just the ones that I thought highlighted the
Mm-hmm.
how our relationship kind of functioned.
Yeah, for sure. Has Nova ever complained about any people making videos on him to you?
Yeah, all the time. It was more of like a flavor of the week thing. He'd like he'd highlight like one YouTuber at a time and like talk about them for a week, and then like
Uh-huh.
he'd move on. So it was like he would really only address one at a time in our conversation.
Has he
Somebody said
mentioned
something that reminded me of something kind of funny. Somebody asked about his fashion sense. Where did it go? Something about his fashion sense. I think I've addressed it a few times how like the way he dresses isn't what most people would call presentable, like wearing basketball shorts and a t-shirt all the time, like the same 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always wearing like sweatpants and a fanny pack and like I don't know, like t-shirts.
But I remember like a couple months into us hanging out, I was like talking about like, dude, you could do so many like funny things, and I have kind of a cool car, so I was like, we could do a video, or you could do a video where you like, have you ever seen that Christian video where it's like, I tricked you all, I was never autistic, like the Christian good ending?
I think I recognize that, yeah.
So I was like, we could do one of those, and we could like have you in my car, and you could like act like it's yours, and like drive away or something, and you could be like, and I was like, we could go to like Zoomies or like some fucking or like Zara or something, and get you like a actually good outfit.
Wow.
And I was like, just think about it. You don't have to, just something to consider, like video ideas like that, because they'd probably get a lot of traction, which I think is true. I think if he did that, it would get like millions of fucking views.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so like 2 days later, he calls me, and he's like, hey, I've been thinking about that video idea you had about me driving your car. And I was like, yeah, what do you think? And he's like, I think it would be cool if I did that and I had like a leather jacket with spikes on it. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, oh my God, that'd be hilarious. Yes. And he was like, why would that be hilarious? And I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
wait, so you like genuinely think a leather jacket with spikes on it is cool? I was like, no, dude, that would
corny.
not be looked at as cool.
Oh my God. Must have been heartbroken to hear that. And what is it, the Tesla? That gold Tesla?
No,
Like
that's
the-
not my car.
No.
But I have a STI.
What's an STI? He sounds proud when he says it. Hold on, let me Google that. Oh, Subaru, right? Subaru STI? That's nice. I like it. It's nice. It's kind of fly.
Does Nova like cars?
Not really.
No. I mean, clearly, he doesn't even have a license.
Alice and his love for femboys. I just recently learned about his theoretical love for femboys, and all that info comes from like that Discord, so I can't really corroborate any of that. So he's never really brought it up.
Mhm.
Really anything to do with like attraction, sexuality, relationships, like it was never really talked a whole lot about.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I assume you would avoid that question.
Yeah, I remember now that I saw comments of like people back when this like recently happened. I saw people like that it was so weird that somebody would just do this kind of stuff for Nova, and that there had to be like some other like nefarious reason. Like it rubbed me the wrong way to hear that, because this guy didn't give me that impression at all. And little details like this led me to lean more into that idea. I heard people saying that maybe he was grooming Nova and whatever. I was like, no, 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 I can't believe that. No, like, oh my God, why do you have to go there? Like, why does everything has to like revolve? I mean, I know that we're dealing with in the locale universe, and like that's like rule number one, locales, right? Trope number like one or two of in locales, the grooming and all these kind of things. I know maybe it's just because like people that make videos about locales just like learned to have that suspicion about like every single living thing that moves around them. I want to believe that it's because of that. I want to believe that it's because of that, and that's it. Uh huh.
Surprised the house hasn't been deemed condemnable by the city if they're renting, but he's alone, showing the house's stake and have him and his mother evicted. It's just they don't really care about Nova, the police. I guess after everything, apparently so there were some swatting attempts.
Stop doing that, people. It just makes you look like a complete psychopath, and it just helps the predators to have leverage into claiming that they're being abused and they're being attacked and targeted, and my house is under attack, and like, and it also just wastes so much public resources. And that there's a list that you can go on and on and on and on. Why that is so unacceptable, doing things like that, like swatting.
Yeah, I don't think we were friends the first time he got swatted. I mean, obviously swatting's terrible,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. It sounds like the attempts that happened after that were more of a formality than anything. Just basically a
They're just
conversation
showing
at the
up.
door with the
Okay.
police. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Seeing him blaming everything wrong with his life on his depression pisses me off. Stop using mental health as an excuse. Yeah. I know people who are depressed and autistic and all that. Like they don't, they're not this bad. It's a him issue.
No, they're not. Absolutely not. I refuse to believe that if you're like autistic, you're like condemned for like that's like a death sentence where you're just like a feral animal and that's it. That is so crushing to accept. And that's not the case. Look at this guy, whatever his name is. He's autistic. I I always forget his name, but he makes very good videos and it's like well adjusted. I know there's levels, but if Nova was actually autistic as he sometimes claims to be, without any proving it, he would be in the spectrum of really high functioning. And so that's not an excuse. Look at this other guy, whatever his name is. I always forget his name too. I've actually seen a lot of his videos and he's perfectly well adjusted and functioning, and he's not a pervert or anything like that. It's like and he's Australian. Can you believe that? Wait, Australia is actually real? Oh my god. Look at that. Look, there it is. It's real, dude. Oh my god.
Negative 5 Hitronic. I was one of the people who made a video on Nova and got the internet anarchist's attention. Has he ever brought me up?
What I don't really know a whole lot about Alice. Basically nothing, because we weren't really talking a whole lot that week. And then Bludspeth sent me all this stuff about the Discord, and at that point I was like, okay, this is over. So it wasn't me asking questions about Alice was like not a priority at all. So sadly, I cannot speak on basically any of that. But I mean, I did
Okay.
talk to him. I was like, because it doesn't make sense. I'm like, you're again, if any of you remember the call, he's trying to paint a picture that he was being, you know, basically manipulated or held hostage to be in this server.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
it's like, how can that be
I was
possible if you're
forced to
like,
doing it. I looked down upon all those things, but I didn't have a choice. You have to get in the server and share pedophile fetish content. Otherwise, we'll kill your brother. Next time, we'll go for your mom. Stop it! I'll do it.
Having friends like this, like, and also why, like, the whole point of me being friends with him was so he could have like a voice of reason that he could access at any time. But I was like, so you're telling me you're getting like threats against your friend's life, and you're not gonna like tell like your closest IRL friend and like confide in them, like ask for advice. So again, the whole thing just doesn't really make sense.
Do you want to kind of talk about, what happened with the phone call? If you want to kind of explain, what happened there and lead up.
But yeah, the call was basically just the last time I talked to Nova, just confronting him about all the terrible stuff he was involved in, all the things that he said he would never involve himself in. And really the gist of it is, he didn't have an answer for any of the behavior. He was kind of talking in circles. Like, I joined the server because, like, I was manipulated into it, but then when asked, like, then why are you, like, staying in there when all these things are coming out about it, and there's just no answer. He tries to like shift the timeline around, saying that like, oh, I was only in there for a few hours, but it's like, but the video makes like paints a completely different picture. Yeah, but for the most part, he just didn't really answer any of the questions. He didn't have a rebuttal for anything. It was just like him listening, which I mean, that's not technically an omission of guilt, but I mean, how many
guilty.
people, if somebody was talking to me and they're like, you got like there's this mix up, people are saying you're like in this fucked up Discord server, it's like I'm not gonna be silent. Like that's the last thing I'm gonna do.
Plus with, all the screenshots and all that. Yeah, I mean, there's really no defense. I think that's why. Maybe he saw a law show that said, always remain silent. That he's kind of taken that to heart with everything.
I mean, I doubt it. I think
No, I know.
I think it's probably just he doesn't have an answer for these questions. I think, again, it's either maybe it's ignorance and he's not even aware of the decisions he's making, or maybe it is like malicious and he's trying to use ignorance to cover it up to avoid responsibility. But if he had got it off the internet, which I think is the best thing he can do at this point, like there's no way, like he already had problems from like the shit in the past, like. I just can't believe a person like this in good faith can continue posting content, asking for people to buy their cameos, buy their bracelets, while like there's all these like at least semi-legitimate claims about them doing like all this fucked up shit in these discords with these like asshole people who are like objectively bad. Did Nova take care of his pets? I never saw any of his pets, but I would argue due to the status of his house, no. I don't think you can take care of your pets in an environment like that.
I mean, oh, okay. That actually brings me to some questions that Chin Universe had. Firstly, about the bicycle, I don't know if you know, but he put up a donation goal on his Cameo, where like he wanted $250 to quote unquote repair his bikes or his bike, and he reached like over 300 if I'm not mistaken. And do you know anything? Like, did he ever try and fix it? Did you even know if he like had a bike that could be fixed?
I mean, that's been another one of those things where it's like he's always about to do it. He's always about to find some way to do DoorDash. And so like, and it's like you said, because I think the only thing I saw about that was your video on it, where it's like you can buy a brand new bike for so much cheaper than that.
Yeah, for 300 you can get like a decent fucking.
And also, again, like, how are you gonna ask for people to donate money and receive nothing when you're not even doing the bare minimum of like completing your cameos? That's not cool. Like, do you think the people who are donating are aware that you have access to all these funds? You just choose not to work for them? I would hope they don't. I would think it would be an unhealthy person who would donate money to somebody who they are aware is doing nothing to, better their financial situation.
Yeah, for sure. And the second question is,
you cannot effectively DoorDash with a bike in that area, I would argue. Somebody asked.
Yeah, Idaho's very open.
Especially in the winter. Like,
no. So I don't know what the fuck
cat's
he's
fine, guys. Relax. He's just screaming. He just does that.
You better be quiet, or else.
His name's Gloop, if you guys are curious. Gloop.
What did he do to deserve that name?
He didn't do anything.
Wow.
He became bought by me, and I get to name him what I want.
Dealt an unlucky hand? I'm kidding. So there's this clip where his, like, he seemingly like steps on his dog, or he either it's a bit weird. Have you ever heard of that? Have you seen anything about that, or
I have not.
do you think he would do something like that?
I mean, is the claim that he intentionally hurt his animal?
In a burst of rage, as he tends to have them, yeah, you could totally do something like that. It actually adds up perfectly, to be honest.
Yeah, like he just fucking turned around because his dog was barking, stomped, and we just like the dog went quiet, and we heard like footsteps scurry off.
I do not know if he would do that.
Mm,
I don't. I would hope not.
of
But
course.
I mean, I don't. Again, it's like so much of like I mean, the texts make it pretty clear. So much of our relationship and like the conversations we had are like
Mm,
shrouded with lies, just because either shame or I don't even know. So
mhm.
I will say this. This is probably something I in and I'll also preface this with saying like I've been wrong about a lot of things about Nova. Probably more things than I've been right about. Like if anything, this whole friendship just proves like how wrong I was. Um, but I do not think Nova legitimately has the capacity to like sexually harm someone in person. Like I don't think he could ever
Mm-hmm.
do anything like that again. Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, what does the chat think? Do you guys think he did it on purpose or?
I mean, it's not. I wouldn't like expect Nova to be, a very a bastion of animal kindness or something. Like you talk to minors, you do all this nasty shit. Is it like that far fetched to think that you wouldn't like hurt an animal? Am I like crazy for thinking that?
No, I'm not saying anyone's crazy for thinking that. I'm just trying to gauge what you guys think. I haven't seen the video. I don't think so. I
Here
don't
it
know.
is.
Before we begin,
All right.
If you guys are welcome to disagree with me. Like, I'm not going to be offended or anything.
Yeah, I
But
disagree with you.
I am
Actually,
curious.
not plan. So I'm pulling it up on stream here. You'll probably see a little bit of a delay, but he basically dog's barking. He turns around his chair, stomps. No, I don't even hear the scurrying off. The barking just stops. So you'll see that in a minute. It's a scary clip, especially knowing there's a dog in that home, and I know for a fact they're definitely not. There was a squeak. I didn't hear that. Did you see it? Probably taking a minute. Let me slow it down for y'all, chat. All right.
Aurelio, I understand your point, but I will reiterate: would the world not be better if people like Nova were healthier people?
What's up, Pooh Boy? Uh-huh. Okay, so that's kind of. Let me turn the audio up. Actually, I don't know why the fuck I turned it down. It's fucked, man. That's just one of the like thousand reasons people really don't like fucking like him.
Yeah, I'm seeing some sentiment in the comments. Somebody said, I mean, what is he doing for society? So I think it's the difference in our thoughts is what determines the worth of a human. Is it inherent or is it based on what they can produce? And I think most people would agree with enough examples running through their mind that the value of a human life is just set. It's always valuable. Just because somebody isn't producing or they're flawed, like it doesn't mean their soul isn't worth anything. So I guess that's the big distinction. I don't think people should be condemned permanently for mistakes because what if Nova ends up being this like super great guy who helps a lot of people, and the only thing he needed was like a little push. Obviously, that's probably not the case, as I can see that now. But
Yeah.
the point stands. Like I don't think it's the morally right choice to just reject people like this from society. At least not.
I understand that. I like the fact that this guy thinks that way. I agree with that, and I'm glad there's people out there that think that way. I appreciate that a lot, actually. It makes me feel a little bit better to know that there's like somebody like that out there. I don't want to keep rub it in or anything like that. Because for like 99% of his whole statement, I agree with him. But the thing is that there's certain people out there which everybody else can already distinguish that they are beyond, might I say, salvation. It's harsh to simply call it out like that, but you get the idea. People can distinguish when they encounter somebody out there who is so beyond repair. Not because there was anything too different about them from anybody else or anything like that. Simply because they refuse. They do not want to make an effort to improve themselves or see anything wrong about themselves. So even if they were inherently worth of some kind of redemption or salvation as everybody else, I see everybody else as human beings. Even Nova, even Cyrax, for me, he's still like, I know it's the trope, it's the meme, it's like, it's the public opinion pretty much to like call him a subhuman or anything like that. I don't view him that way at all. I don't care if people call me anything about that. I don't view him as better than me, to be honest, or anybody else. No, maybe Chrissy Mayer, but but not. um, but for me, in my opinion, speaking about these things right now, everybody has their worth as a human being, exactly the same way as everybody else, exactly like me and everybody else, and nobody is below me. But you can ruin that, and you can choose to devalue. Is that even a word? Devalue yourself to a point where you have no redemption anymore. Everybody can make mistakes and all of that, but if you continue maliciously repeating the same thing, stubbornly refusing to redeem yourself, your worth is lost, and your benefit of the doubt is gone, and you're not worth it anymore, and whatever suffering you get because of that, it's deserved. And I don't feel bad about you at all. Can he still become like a good person and a benefit for society and all that in the future? Probably. I'm not saying that's not possible, but that is up to him. And he would do that. If he was really meant for that, he would do that regardless of anything that happens. He would do that. If anything, he would power through the abuse and all these kind of things. And by his own volition, he would strive to change himself and stop doing all these things that make him be a lolcow and like actively better himself and become this great hero or whatever. But yet he doesn't do it. And something tells me he's not gonna do it.
At, well, now given the current circumstances, I think he should be separated until he can change. But at the
Yeah.
time, while I was friends with him,
hmm it's a tough debate. Like, people will always disagree. There's no common sentiment with that philosophy.
Yeah, it's true. It's better not to waste too much time and energy arguing and arguing about these things. There is never going to be just one answer.
So it's better
and
not to
again, I
dwell
agree.
on
I would
it.
agree with a lot of people commenting right now, like no hope, refuses to do anything. Like a lot of this is just blatantly true. Like
Yeah.
yeah, the future for him does not look bright. I mean, he doesn't really deserve to have a good life at this point.
I
Um,
agree. I agree.
but
I
does
mean,
that mean he won't in the future? I
we'll
don't know.
see. I mean, how much life does he really have left? He's 21 years old, drunkard, not a drunkard, pardon me.
I'm gonna throw my cat outside. I'm sorry.
I liked listening to the cat.
Wait for him.
It was extra immersive. Just like if I was there.
But yeah, he's 21 years old, addicted to food, addicted to TikTok, talking to minors, all this stuff. His
Cyrax
health is
Maxine.
literally rock bottom. He can barely move around, and when he does, or when he can, he, according to him, he can, but it hurts. So literally existing is painful to him. His legs are literally discolored from God knows what. His hair is probably permanently grease stained. I don't even want to get into like the rest of his health. So
El
really,
Gloop.
what's left with Nova? I mean, maybe he can go to the doctor. Can he afford the treatment he needs? No. So like what?
That's another that brings up to another point that I've brought up to him. From my understanding, he is not receiving any like social benefits.
He
But
will.
I would be surprised if
Tofia
he
True
was not
arc coming
at least in
soon.
some
His
form like
soulmate.
entitled to something
His
in
true
terms of like Social
love.
Security or like financial benefits from the government. And I know a lot of people are
His
gonna
destiny.
not like the idea of a person like Gabriel raking in money from the government. But my point is
Oh,
he hasn't
yes.
even attempted to like start that process. So you have this person who's like been jobless for who even knows how long at this point, who like won't even do the bare minimum of like reaching out to the government where we already all are paying taxes to. Like the
Ugh.
first thing he does is
Well,
like
I'm not, but
ask for handouts.
and yeah, he makes like no money too at 21 years old. He's entitled to money, if I'm not mistaken, from the government, but he just like doesn't like give enough of a fuck. Thank you for the 5 cookie. I have autism. Also have a full time job, car, driver's license. Hema fencer. That sounds difficult. Life isn't that hard, Nova. That is true. Like he has no excuse. Autism isn't an excuse. Bad childhood isn't an excuse.
Being Australian is not an
Look at
excuse.
Two Dragon Lily. Look up Nova kicks his dog clip explained. I probably should have seen. I probably should have
10
seen
hour
that earlier.
10-hour edition.
Oh my goodness. Is Nova pregnant? When is the baby due? Yeah. Do you know the answer to that?
Tofia. Palpatine is manipulating
I
the
don't think he wants me to
midi-chlorians.
tell you,
Okay.
but I will say there are going to be twins being born soon in Post Falls.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh really? Who's the dad or mom? I don't even fucking know what the analogy is anymore. Who's the other
Uh,
parent?
it was almost like an asexual thing with one of the piles of trash. It was like spores from the trash.
Oh my goodness, dude. Maybe it's like that thing from Alien where like the face whatever thing like jumps out from the heap onto his face, kind of like implants an egg. Is that why his stomach's so big?
Basically. Yeah, his
Okay.
pillow impregnated him.
My goodness, man. Thank you for the
People
5.
are
Oh, sorry.
oh, go for it. Sorry.
Thank you for the 5. What's the deal with Nova being involved with UTT? Man, I wish I knew. But you know, by
What
grace
is
of
that?
God, it's some weird YouTube trolling group. Don't worry about it. But you know, by the grace of God, all of them will be in prison soon, or if that doesn't work out, some other fitting consequence as seen by the Lord. Sound weird as fuck saying that.
The famous Mountain Dew video.
All right, video 1. She still looks scary.
It's like found footage.
Found footage.
In this video, you can clearly see a rare footage of the elusive Bigfoot of Idaho. It's very disturbing.
Yeah, this is me giving him the only reason there's any footage of this is because my brother had never seen Nova and he's like, "Can I come with you? Just like I'll sit in the car. I just want to."
Is he Idaho's
See you guys.
Bigfoot?
I don't think he really has earned that title yet. He's not elusive enough.
He's not elusive.
But yeah, that's the
enough.
Bluetooth speaker, or I guess he's too elusive actually, would be more appropriate.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the speaker.
Jesus.
And then I think in one of the next videos, it's just like chugging our Mountain Dews.
He just does not. My goodness. It's literally like someone recording a cryptid from afar. Oh my goodness. Alright, last video here. Nova. What is he opening up here? Some kind of
Either
pop.
Mountain Dew or the waterproof phone case or the speaker.
I see. Alright,
People are bringing up diabetes and like his health, and I think it's important to also remember that if I recall correctly, once his uncle had to get his, and I believe Nova has made this all public, so I feel fine sharing it. But
Yeah.
once his uncle had to get his leg amputated, I don't think he got out of the hospital. Like he stayed there until he died. So like, if this is the path Nova's on, like, and the wake up call is like him getting a leg removed, like it might be too late anyway at this rate.
Jeez Louise. And he was like old too. He was in his 50s or 60s, and Nova's facing all these issues at 21. It might be Nova. My goodness, sounds
Yeah, his uncle was diabetic.
was.
Rest
That
in
sounded so
peace.
fucking mean. Sorry, we're R.I.P. Uncle Drew. He was kind of like you in a way meaner though. But
He
trying
was
to
like
help
me.
Nova. No, in the sense that he was trying to like help Nova. He was a bit more brass, I guess you could say, but he did try and help Nova. But Nova. Thank you for the 10 pyro. Did Nova ever try to push his interest in conversations in ways he thought would sound casual? Had a creepy friend before. He thought he'd try that kind of stuff and think he was clever.
That reminds me of so yeah, one of the first times we were like talking in Discord, it was just like me and him, and he was like streaming his phone, and he was playing one of those like arcade games. And again, I'm only sharing this because it has to do with finances, and again,
Okay.
he's asking for money from people, so I think
Uh-huh.
it's relevant.
For sure.
But he's playing this app called, I believe it was Arcade Online. It's one of those things where you're playing a physical claw machine in some like
Uh,
random like some random warehouse somewhere, and like if you win the prize they like ship it to you.
That's crazy. I've never seen something like that.
And he was playing for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and I was like, oh, I'm out of tokens. And like I was watching the stream on my other monitor, and I watch him like the second he gets out of tokens, zero hesitation, immediately hits like the plus icon in the top right, and he adds like $80 worth of coins
holy
to
shit.
That's crazy. That adds up also with this Fortnite account. I try to peek whenever I see footage of it, and you can see the amount of money that is invested on his locker. It's crazy.
yeah, to his account. And I go, whoa, like you said you play this game a lot, right? Like how often are you adding coins to your account? And he said something, I don't remember the exact amount, but I do remember doing the math. And I was like, because he had only been playing the game a couple months, and I was like, okay, so if you're doing this at this rate, you've spent at least $1,000
My
on this app,
goodness.
probably closer to two or three. And I was like, and you're constantly talking about these financial issues, like delete the fucking app. And then he didn't do it, and then like a week later, he was still playing it. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Coin Game,
No,
pretty cool game, but I ended up just buying him Coin Game on Steam in hopes that it would like motivate him to not play Chinese warehouse claw machine game.
That's just like him begging for money online too. Given that is fucking so scummy.
Yeah, I mean, like, what are the odds? Like, I don't know how. What did he get the donations from for the bike? Was it on, like,
Cameo.
he got the donations on Cameo.
Yeah, it was like a goal inside the platform Cameo.
Oh, so it's like, okay, like how much of this is actually going to go towards a bike? How much of it is actually going towards like what are the odds he actually gets a bike in the next month?
Negative. What's he gonna do? He
Yeah,
can't even
zero,
stand
like
up for days.
probably zero. So then where did that money go? Like that, those are the questions like these people who are like giving him or funding him like need to ask themselves. Which I mean, I think a lot of them just aren't aware, just because he doesn't address any of this stuff ever.
Yeah, like he literally can't even stand for times, and when he does, he says it hurts, and we're supposed to expect he's gonna ride a bike all around town delivering food for like with how slow it takes, how slow a bicycle is compared to a car. He's gonna be making like 50 cents an hour or something crazy like that, just because of how long it takes and the cost and whatnot. Like we're just not gonna. No one believes.
I mean,
it.
I don't ever want to dissuade somebody from like getting like bettering themselves, because I do think it would be good if he were to do that. I just don't think he will.
No, never, never. And one thing I did forget to ask you, very, very recently, he was like complaining on stream. Oh, I think I sent it to you about like his friend scamming him for hundreds of dollars on in gift cards.
Yeah. I know very little about that. I did address it. I think I addressed him in the. I don't know. I think I messaged him about it.
Mhm.
He didn't really give me a whole lot of details. Just said like, oh, someone was pretending to be my friend. And I was like buying them stuff. That was basically the extent of what he told me.
Yeah. And the notable thing about that is, well, not just him getting scammed. It occurred on a platform or an app called Signal. If you remember those text messages about with those government officials with JD Vance and all that came out, that was on Signal.
He was in there.
He wasn't in those. He wasn't talking
He was in
to
the
the
signal
vice
chat with
president.
JD Vance. Oh my
No,
god.
I don't think so. No, but it's the same platform. It's like a very secure. You only go on there for certain reasons. So I'm like, why the fuck are you talking to this friend who asked you for hundreds of dollars of gift cards on Signal, a secure messaging app? What have you been asking, or like what are you doing on there? Why are you talking on Signal? Why not Discord or text to this friend? Like, does that
And
not
again, it's
seem
like I'm
sus?
as I think it's fair to say I'm as or was his closest IRL friend. So it's like, and he told me about Hawaii. Um, once, and I didn't really even ask about it. I just said like, hey, what's up? Saw you got gifts, and he immediately was like, oh yeah, I've been talking to this guy. Let's all meet. Let's all talk. And he joins your Discord, but like now all of a sudden he has all these friends and all these other chats that just not even bringing up, which I mean, I guess it's not, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have an obligation to do that, but it's just a little odd.
Yeah, and so keeping this hidden from his closest friends, he got scammed for hundreds of dollars on Signal, on the secure messaging platform that criminals are known to use. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? And gift cards too. Gift cards specifically. He didn't Cash App, he didn't Zelle. Gift cards. Come on. Like, am I crazy for insinuating, you know what?
So that situation though does like kind of, when you look at it through the lens of like, okay, maybe he is just like subconsciously lying to himself, because like this is a situation where Nova, he's not benefiting. Like he got fucked over. He got money stolen from him. But at the same time, his actions don't make any sense. So like, is he just lying to himself in hopes that like, oh, maybe like if I trick myself into thinking this is a real friend, like it'll work out, when like anybody could see, like maybe he didn't tell me because he knew I would call it out and be like, no, this is odd. They're trolling you. Like maybe that's why he didn't tell me, because he wanted to just like live in this dream he's thought up. But again, that's all I'm assuming a lot.
Yeah, and the Signal thing came from DMs with a troll, so he hasn't said it publicly. All he said publicly is that he's been scammed for hundreds of dollars and he couldn't make his credit card payment because of it. And speaking of, what do you like? Do you know if he's like in any debt? How much debt he's in? If he's like concerned?
I didn't even know he had a credit card until you informed me, and I did ask him about it, and he didn't really go into detail. He just said, yeah, he has a credit card. Yes, he owes money on it. He didn't paint it as it was a very dire situation, but again, with who knows if that's because it isn't, or because he's embarrassed, or because he knows I'd be upset. Like, who knows?
Yeah, and
I mean, when you're a person who doesn't like to be called out for your bad behavior, and all your behavior is bad, like how it's kind of hard to parse through what's the truth and what's a lie.
yeah, he's an unreliable narrator to say the least.
Wouldn't be surprised if he's buying illegal shit. I do not think he would do that. I don't. He's painted a picture that makes it seem he's like very scared about. Well, at the same time, I don't know, because so I don't know. I don't think he would buy like illegal shit online, but maybe he would.
Maybe. He also could have been talking to do some lady friend in exchange for services. They asked for gift cards as payment. A lady of the night, if you will.
He wants you to think that, man. That is 100% true, which is why I'm being ambiguous, because I really don't know.
Yeah, no.
Gloopy. You gotta put Gloopy full up on the screen, of course. What the hell?
Of course, I mean, if that's what people want, I'll make sure to satisfy their desires in regards to Gloopy.
Again, this isn't real. I didn't harm Gloop. I just thought it'd be funny if he had
I
third
did.
degree burns,
Why third degree
which I
burns?
think it is.
That's so
I'm
random.
very sorry to hear that. That's one. Yeah, I guess so. I guess you could say that. All right. Any final thoughts on Nova? Maybe a last message for him?
Yeah. So again, Nova, if you're upset about anything I've said, what I'd ask you to do is think about what did I say that was incorrect. Maybe you don't like what I said, but was anything wrong? Did I say anything wrong? Because of course you're not gonna like being called out. Of course you don't want people to know about all the bad shit you're doing. You should use that as motivation to not be bad instead of getting angry when you get exposed for all these bad things. You shouldn't villainize the people who are trying to make the world better. If anything, you need to villainize your own behavior because, a lot of it is worthy of being villainized. And if you don't look at your behavior in the way that most of us do, it's just going to keep getting worse. And if this whole scenario happening, if us not being friends, if your body deteriorating, if none of that, like your uncle dying, if none of that is painting a picture of
That's a great way to put it. Villainize your own bad behavior. Yeah, see those negative traits that you have in you as a separate entity, sort of, that you need to get rid of. I feel that could actually be a good technique for a lot of people to like become better. That's a good way to put it, actually.
dying, if none of that is painting a picture of you're fucking up at a high rate of speed.
Somebody out there in the Matrix somewhere is playing a video game, and the main character is Nova. And in his games, there's a lot of endings. And that person already played through the whole game several times. But for completionist sake, they're wanting to unlock the bad ending. So they're just like rushed. They're just speed running through the game specifically to get the bad ending. Specifically choosing the events in the game that he already knows unlock the bad ending, so that he can just complete the game 100%. That's what's actually happening. It's true. It's an RPG. It's called the Nova Universe.
I don't know what will. Get off the internet, please. Also, shout out to any Navy nukes in the chat.
I don't get that reference. Maybe I'm
They
uncultured. Okay. All right. So, thank you for coming on. It's been something.
It's been something.
And thank you for coming on. It certainly has been a great stream. And thank you for everyone for stopping by. Thank you for my donators. I hope you guys have a great night.
What a good interview, dude. I'm mesmerized. At the end of the day, I'm glad this guy, Nova's ex-friend, did what he did, because that way Nova can't whine about like nobody understanding him and nobody like approaching him or like trying to help him or anything like that. Because locals always do that, and it's like he can't do that anymore. And whenever he does, you can just remind him that this happened, and he let it go. He screwed it up. He had one job to do, and he screwed it up. Yeah. This is it, really. It's finally complete. The whole interview. I decided to just go for it and make it this one super long video. I didn't want it to make like go forever, making like 7 parts or anything like that. It's like, that's stupid. How many people actually made it throughout the whole thing? I doubt it. Dude. I don't blame anybody if they don't make it to this part. It's whatever. I doubt it. If you made it this far, picture in your head a pink colored rabbit. I will use my supernatural evil monster powers in order to know that you did. To further hone my psychic abilities. It's true. It's all true. It's all true. It's all true, bro. But I have to end this right now. I have to end this now. That's enough. Bye.